You did everything right. You read the reviews, you asked the girl at the counter, you paid good money for the foundation with 16,000 five-star ratings. It promised full coverage, all-day wear, a flawless finish. And for the first hour, it delivers. But what if I told you that same foundation is the reason you look more tired at 3 o'clock than you did before you put anything on? After 30 years doing makeup in Hollywood, I can tell you exactly which famous formulas settle into every line and age mature skin fast. And the names on this list are going to sting a little, sweetheart. Today, the 5 worst foundations for skin over 40, the 5 that actually make you look years younger, and the one formula I trust more than anything sold at Sephora. Now, before we start naming names, one quick thing you need to understand about skin over 40, because the beauty counters never explain it. Mature skin moves. It has texture, it has fine lines, and it usually runs drier than it did at 25. So any foundation that dries down hard, grips like a second layer of paint, or pulls moisture out of your face is going to find every single line and underline it in ink. Keep that in mind because every product on my worst list breaks that rule. Let's count them down. Number 5, Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. And I know the name alone tells you exactly what it promises, a filter in a bottle. Full coverage, airbrushed, poreless. In a photo, under a ring light, on smooth young skin, it delivers exactly that. But sweetheart, you don't live inside a photo. This formula is thick, heavily pigmented, and it sits on top of mature skin like a mask. By early afternoon, it starts looking heavy and cakey around the nose and chin. And once it creases into a smile line, there is no pressing it back out with a sponge. I've had to strip this off actresses mid-shoot and start over with something lighter, because under studio lights, it aged them 10 years. Full coverage is not the same thing as good coverage. On skin over 40, this one reads flat, dull, and overdone. Number 4 gets worse because this one is probably in your bathroom drawer right now. Maybelline Superstay Foundation, the drugstore darling with the 24-hour wear promise. And I'll give it this much, it does last. This foundation does not budge. That is exactly the problem. Formulas built to survive a hurricane get that endurance from drying agents, and mature skin simply doesn't have the oil to fight back. Watch it under a bathroom vanity light. Within an hour, it grabs onto every dry patch, clings to the texture on your cheeks, and starts looking powdery even if you never touched powder. And blending it out once it sets? Forget it, honey. You'd have better luck moving a wall. Long wear sounds wonderful until you realize what it's actually doing is setting your fine lines in place and keeping them there until you wash your face. Number 3 is where I lose some of you. Estee Lauder Double Wear. I can already hear it through the screen. It's iconic. It's been on every top shelf since the 90s. Your best friend swears by it. I know. And on oily, smooth, younger skin, it genuinely performs. But Double Wear was engineered to lock down and stay put, and a face over 40 needs foundation that moves when you smile, talk, and laugh. This one does not move. It sets like armor, and by mid-afternoon, you can see it sitting in the laugh lines and across the forehead like a fine gray film. In close-up photography, we call that a dead finish, when the skin stops reflecting light and just goes flat. I told you some of these names would sting. This is the one your daughter, your dermatologist, and half the internet will fight me on, and I'm saying it anyway. Number 2, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. Let me be fair here, because fair matters. The shade range is stunning. Genuinely one of the best in the entire industry, and Rihanna changed the game with it. But the formula is a different conversation. Soft matte is right there in the name, and this one sets fast. I mean fast. You have maybe 30 seconds to blend before it locks, and once it's down, it clings to every bit of dryness and highlights every little line like it's being paid to do it. If your skin is anything less than perfectly smooth and perfectly prepped, this foundation will show it all by lunchtime. Beautiful product, wrong audience. On mature skin, it photographs like powder over parchment, and no setting spray on earth is saving it. And number 1, the worst offender, the one that honestly makes me a little angry. IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream, because this is the one marketed directly to you. Anti-aging on the label, developed with plastic surgeons, skincare benefits, tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. Remember the foundation from the beginning of this video, the one you did everything right to choose? For a lot of you watching, this is it. And here is what actually happens. It looks flawless in your bathroom mirror. Genuinely, for the first hour, it's lovely. Then it starts to dry down, and by 3 o'clock, it is gone cakey, dry, and textured, settled into every fine line around your eyes and mouth, and made everything you were trying to soften more obvious. A product that promises to hide your age should not be the thing announcing it. This one ages you fast, sweetheart, and it charges you for the privilege. Take a breath. If one of those five is sitting on your vanity right now, don't feel bad. They're bestsellers for a reason, and the marketing behind them is superb. And if you're finding this useful, hit subscribe, because I do honest beauty for grown women every single week. Now for the good news, because there are foundations out there that genuinely love mature skin, and I have used every one of these on set. Let's count down the 5 best. Number 5. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This one is hydrating, medium coverage, and it gives the skin that fresh, healthy, just back from holiday look without a drop of shimmer. There's hyaluronic acid in the base, so instead of drinking the moisture out of your face all day, it's actually putting some back in. It blends like a dream with a damp sponge, and it wears down gracefully, which means at 6 in the evening it still looks like skin instead of yesterday's plaster. For everyday out-the-door makeup on a woman over 40, this is a lovely place to start. Number 4. Dior Forever Skin Glow. This is what luminous is supposed to mean. Not glittery, not greasy, just lit from within, like your skin on its best day. Medium coverage that builds without ever going heavy, and a finish that catches the light softly across the cheekbones instead of pooling in the creases. I've used it on red carpets under flash photography, which is the single cruelest lighting on this planet, and it holds up beautifully. If your skin runs a little dry and dull, this one brings it back to life. Number 3. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Lightweight, buildable, and it gives this soft, natural, real skin finish that I find very hard to fault. It doesn't sink into lines the way traditional foundations do, and it actually wears better as the day goes on, settling into the skin instead of sitting on top of it. Skin looks smooth even, and polished, never masky. When a client tells me she wants to look like she isn't wearing foundation, but also wants to look airbrushed, this is one of the first bottles out of my kit. A genuinely solid choice for mature skin. Number 2. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. The name is not lying to you. This has been the working makeup artist's secret for over 20 years, and there's a reason it shows up backstage at every award show. It's sheer to medium, silky, and it blurs texture optically with light instead of trying to spackle over it. Fine lines soften, the skin looks expensive, and it never, ever goes flat. If it matched every undertone perfectly straight from the bottle, this would be my number 1, but it doesn't, which brings me to the foundation that does. Number 1, the Luxe Color Changing Foundation. And I want to slow down here because this is how mature skin should look. Fresh, smooth, radiant, with no caking and no dullness at the end of a long day. The formula uses color-adjusting technology, so it goes on and shifts to match your exact skin tone. If you've ever bought a foundation that looked perfect at the store counter and then oxidized orange by noon, that problem simply does not exist here. No more guessing between 2 shades, no line of demarcation along the jaw. It reads as your skin, just better every single time. And it's infused with actual skincare, niacinamide to even out your tone, hyaluronic acid to keep the skin plump and hydrated so nothing settles into fine lines, and alpha-arbutin to fade dark spots over time. So while you're wearing it, your skin is quietly benefiting underneath. That is a formula working with mature skin instead of against it, which is the exact opposite of everything on my worst list. The finish is the part that gets me though. Watch it in daylight, in a car mirror at 2 in the afternoon. The test every foundation on my worst list fails. It stays smooth. It doesn't grab lines, doesn't go patchy, doesn't turn into that heavy afternoon mask. It is the difference between looking tired and looking rested. And after 30 years of chasing that difference for a living, I do not say that lightly. Now, it's not in every Sephora yet, which is honestly why most women haven't heard of it. The link's in the description below. So let's land this plane. Foundation for skin over 40 has one job: to make you look like yourself after a genuinely good night's sleep. Anything that dries down hard, locks in place, or sits on you like a mask is working against that, no matter how famous the name on the bottle is. Retire what's aging you, try one of the 5 that won't, and if you want the easiest win, start with the Luxe. The link's in the description below. And I will see you next week, sweetheart, because I'm coming for the concealers settling into your under eyes, and that list stings even more.